Today, you will learn about a symbol that is widely known and yet has an obscure origin, pi. The non-enlightened will offhandedly assume the symbol to simply stand for 3.14, the 16th letter of the Greek alphabet, or a delicious fruity-filled circular pastry. However, you'll be surprised to find that the endeavor of finding pi and applying it has been going on since the times of ancient Babylon and Egypt. Now let's see what stories unfold as we move across the history of pi. The first known records date the approximation of pi began around 1900 to 1680 BC and comes in the verse 1 Kings 7:23 from New Testament. The verse goes as such: Also, he made a molten sea of 10 cubits from brim to brim, round in compass, and 5 cubits the height thereof, and a line of 30 cubits did compass it round about. In this verse, the 5 cubits refers to the radius, and the molten sea being 10 cubits is the diameter of the circle. This would imply that pi equals 3. One of the earliest known methods of calculating pi was founded around 2000 BC and comes from the ancient Babylonians and Egyptians. They formed this method by placing a stick for a focal center point. Then, after tying a piece of rope to the stick, they stretched it taut, and the measurement was known as the radius. Following this, they then looped the rope around until it made a circle. This was to be the circumference of the circle. Then, looping the rope round again till it was at its end, the mathematicians of Babylon derived that pi was 3 1/8, and the mathematicians of Egypt derived that pi was the equivalent of 4 multiplied by the square of 8/9. In Egypt, around 1650 BC, a scribe named Ahmes found another estimation for pi, which he wrote on a famous piece of papyrus. Cut off 1/9 of the diameter and construct a square upon the remainder. This has the same area of the circle, which, in simpler words, he was trying to say that pi was 3.16049, which isn't bad for his time. The first few attempts by the Greeks to approximate pi yielded poor results, but left one Grecian named Archimedes with an idea to put together numerous hexagons and measure their perimeter, which eventually left him with a circumference. In the end, he was left with a 96-sided polygon and numerous delicate calculations. His final approximation was that pi was between 3.14084 and 3.142858, which was remarkably close given the fact that Archimedes merely used calculations and his imagination. From 476 AD to the 1700s, there wasn't any real significant breakthroughs for pi due to the collapse of the Roman Empire. This not only paved the way for the Middle Ages, but incurred a serious loss to technological advances, such as those that would have allowed for the progression of calculation of pi. It was in the 1700s that mathematicians began to use the Greek letter we all know to represent pi. The concept, while introduced by William Jones in 1706, did not actually become popular until 1737 when it was adopted by Euler. Step forward to the 20th century, the golden age of technology. With the development of computers, mathematicians were able to calculate pi more precisely with drastically less chance of error. It was the year 1947 when a D.F. Ferguson was able to calculate pi to 808 digits, and only a year and a half later the 1,000-digit mark was reached by one Levi Smith and John Rensch. The same John Rensch and a Daniel Shanks found 100,000 digits of pi in 1961, and then the 1 million mark was surpassed in 1973. As of today, the two largest breakthroughs have come from two sets of brothers, Yoshiaki Tamura and Dr. Yamauchi Kanada, and David and Gregory Chudnovsky. The Chudnovsky brothers developed a supercomputer in their apartment that was able to break the billion-digit barrier in 1989. This was followed through by Kanada and Tamura, who, in 1997, calculated the number to its 51.5 billionth digit. The brothers Kaneda and Tamura also hold the current record at 68,719,470,000 digits. Pi seems to be as endless as it is timeless. We have yet to find the final digit for pi, and it is uncertain if we ever will. Nor has there been an algorithm derived to find this final digit, but that does not mean a breakthrough isn't waiting to be discovered. We'll see how it unfolds with time.